If you were to climb to Challenger this season in League of Legends, this is a video you must watch. Now, the following video you're about to watch is a profile review by myself of a Diamond 4 jungler wanting to get to Challenger. And I basically break down exactly what he needs to get there in terms of self-improvement, focus areas, strengths, weaknesses, and the fact that it's not that fun to get to Challenger. To go from Diamond to Challenger, one, it's a big step, and two, it's usually a big grind. 800, 1200 games you need to really play realistically. And I go over two things. One, make sure if you're trying to get to Challenger this season, make sure you are realistic in one, how hard it's going to be, and two, that it's going to affect your life in certain ways, and most of those ways are going to be negative. You might have to start giving up a bit more of your social life. You might have to start doing this less, because going from Diamond to Challenger, it's a grind. If anyone says otherwise, it's not true. It's simply not true. There's too many people playing the game. There's too many people trying to get from Diamond to Challenger. It's a grind. And the second one is you need to have a plan. So going and saying, I want to go from Diamond to Challenger, that's great, but if you don't have a plan of how to get there, and if you don't take it and break it down into little steps, like it's not, I want to go from Diamond to Challenger. It's, I want to go from Diamond 4 to Diamond 3 this month. I want to go from Diamond 3 to Diamond 2 this month, next month. I want to go from Diamond 2 to Diamond 1 over the next 2 months. You need to break it down into small, accomplishable steps and make sure that each step you have improvement areas that you need to focus on and master or get to a certain level based on how high you're wanting to climb. So Diamond 4 to Diamond 3, you need to have, 1, 2, maybe even 3 focus areas that you need to improve on in order for you to get to start playing like a Diamond 3 jungler or mid laner or top laner. And then I go into basically the two main ways to improve or to figure out your strengths and weaknesses. One, objective data, so statistics, Mobalytics, op.gg, and League of Graphs. The second one, subjective data, game reviews. So I break that down as well, what that needs to look like for a Diamond 4 playing wanting to get to Challenger. Anyway, guys, enough of the intro. Please enjoy the profile review. I'll do my best. So, Yitzhak, you want to get to Challenger. Currently Plat 2, obviously in the new season. Finished Diamond 4 last season. And how many games do you play a season? Okay, you play about, what's that, like 200, 300 games? So firstly, Diamond to Challenger, Diamond 4 to Challenger. Once you're in Diamond 4, you're basically in the top, let's say 1% of your region. NA, it's a pretty good region for solo queue, relatively competitive. You're wanting to get to Challenger. Challenger is very highly contested, and most Challenger players grind. They're usually at about 800, 900, 1k plus games a season. So firstly, you've got to take that into consideration if you're wanting to go to Challenger. You've got to understand, can you play realistically 800, 1000, 1200 games a season? Because yes, obviously, you could go from Diamond 4 to Challenger in 200 games, but that's only if you're smurfing. That's only if you've got an unranked to Challenger account that you're trying to, do, and you've been Challenger before. Actually getting there in, 200 games is impossible for players who, have played for 6 seasons, and the highest they've been is Diamond 4. It's very hard to change, overnight or in a short period of 100, 200 games, your playstyle and the things you don't do well and things you do well, and optimize them to get yourself to Challenger. So it's going to be a grind, basically, Yitzhak, is the first thing. So make sure you're realistic. So Diamond 4 to Challenger is really, really hard. You're trying to go from the top 1% to the top 0.001%. It's like competing, for your state in running and then trying to go to the Olympics. There's a big jump. There's a big, 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 big jump. It's not impossible, but you just need to be realistic that it's very hard. And to be honest, if you've got a life outside of League of Legends, getting to challenge is really hard. So if you've got school, if you've got work, if you've got uni, if you've got friends, girlfriend, whatever, boyfriend, whatever, Yitzhak, it's going to be really hard. And it's a grind, and you're going to have to sacrifice some things. So firstly, I just want to understand or make sure that you know that Challenger is going to be really difficult, not just actually getting to Challenger, but really difficult physically, emotionally, mentally, and like on your life in general. So firstly, that. Make sure you have a reason of why you want to get to Challenger. Just going to Challenger isn't enough. I want to get to Challenger because I want to be a pro streamer. I want to get to Challenger because I want to join the pro leagues. I want to get to Challenger because of this. You need to have something beyond just wanting to get to Challenger. That's the first thing. Second thing is volume of games, which I've already talked about. You're going to need to play a lot of games, 800 to 1,200 games, basically, to go from Diamond to Challenger. Not impossible, but given your like win rates, that's probably what you need to be looking at. I assume your last season's win rate was probably around 55% maybe, which is a pretty good win rate. But yeah. So currently, you look like you don't have a plan at the moment. I'm going to be harsh, Yitzhak, because I know you're in the top 1%. So you need to get information that's going to be really important to you. So I'm going to be harsh, but you don't have a plan here. Played 17 games on Kindred, 10 games on Kaiser, 8 games on Nidalee at a 38% win rate, 6 games on Ashe, 4 games on Vayne, 2 games on Lil. Like, what's going on here? In 50 games, you've already played 7 champions. Like, if you're wanting to get to Challenger, and again, it comes back to how you want to get to Challenger. Do you want to get to Challenger 1 tricking? It's the easiest way. Do you want to get to Challenger 2 tricking? Second easiest way. 3 tricking? Third easiest way. After that, it gets really fucking hard to try and get to Challenger doing anything but focusing on like 1 to 2 champions. It's really hard. It's how everyone pretty much climbs. Unless you're someone like Tarzan or someone like, any Challenger example. I was trying to think of jungler examples, Blabber, stuff like that, who have a broad range of champion pools and they do it for a living. Yeah, sure, you could play 5, 6, 7 champions and you could do a bit of off-roll every now and then. But if you're a Diamond 4 player wanting to get to Challenger, you can't just be playing 10 games on Kaiser because you feel like it. You can't just be playing 8 games on Nidalee with a 38% win rate because they're just wasted games. You got to figure out what role you want to play firstly. So I want to main jungle. Perfect. Jungle, it's a really low priority role, so you're probably going to get it most of the time. Then you need to go, okay, if I don't get jungle, what's my secondary role? Is it AD carry? Is it support? Is it top? Is it mid? Doesn't matter, but you need to have a plan. You always need to be queuing up jungle and X. Jungle and X. Jungle and X. Jungle and X. Never jungle and Y. Never jungle and Z. Always jungle and X. Your secondary strongest role. If you're wanting to get to Challenger, League isn't all about being fun anymore. That's something else that you need to remember. Going Diamond to Challenger, you're not going to have fun. Pretty much no one has fun. Watch any streamer who tries to go from Diamond to Challenger. They don't have fun. Tyler One, Tarzan, any pretty much streamer you watch, it's not that fun. So understand that League is not going to be as fun as it used to be. Another thing. So you've got your main role. Only queue up that role. If you want to play something else, if you want to play AD carry, if you want to learn a new champion, that's fine. Don't do it on the account you're trying to get to Challenger on, Yitzhak. Every single game on this account counts. It counts towards your MMR, it counts towards your climbing, it counts towards you getting to Challenger. Never play tilted on this account. Never play a new champion on this account. Never play a champion that you don't have a proven track record on. So go back to your previous games. We can tell your Kindred is by far your best champion. To be honest, you shouldn't be playing any other champion in the jungle except for your Kindred. You know you're good. 62% win rate. If you just play Kindred, I know you won't get Kindred every game because you'll get filled, etc., etc. If you played, but you could play about 80% of your ranked games on Kindred, Challenger becomes really, really possible. And again, it's how you want to climb to Challenger, but just remember that, Yitzhak, if you have a 62% win rate on a champion such as Kindred in Diamond, chances are you can carry that win rate pretty high up and it will only decrease maybe to like 55, 56, 57%, which is actually an ideal climbing percentage. Remember, you can go to any Challenger account at the end of a season and you'll see that their win rates generally trend around 54 to 57%. There's outliers, but all you have to do is win 54 to 57%. That means you're going to lose over 40% of your games. Accept that, but just make sure that On your main account, you are always playing to your best ability. Never learn a new champion on this. Never play tilted. Never try out a new role on this account. Have a Smurf account or play in flex queue when you're tilted, when you want to learn something new, when you're sick of jungle, when you're sick of kindred. That's my advice if you're wanting to get to Challenger Yitzhak. That's the next one. So for example, you played 36 champions last season. Just waste. Ari, waste. Quinn, waste. Sona, Morg, Rakan, Vayne. You're wasting about all these games. All these games wasted. You're wasting about 20 to 30% of your games a season on champions that aren't going to get you to your goal. So why are you playing them? Again, I'm probably coming across really harsh, Yitzhak, but I'm trying to give you a reality check that if you expect to be diamond and you expect to get to challenger doing the exact same things you're doing right now, it's not going to happen. You might get to diamond 3, you might get to diamond 2, but there needs to be things that you start changing in your processes, how you approach league, how you climb, how you queue up, what champions you play, what role you play, and how strict you are. Now, that is everything that you literally don't have to improve upon. So it's literally just choices. I am only going to play this champion. I am only going to play this role. If I'm tilted, I'm only going to play on my Smurf account. If I want to learn a new champion, these are things that come before you even queue up. So really easy implementations as long as you have the discipline. So all you need is the discipline for all those recommendations I've just given you. You don't have to become a better player at all. You just need to make smarter decisions and be more strategic about getting to challenger. So that's the first one you take. Now let's get on to improvement, particularly self-improvement as well as external improvement. So there's basically two ways to improve. Self-improve. Monitor yourself, track yourself, figure out your strengths, figure out your weaknesses, and figure out a roadmap of what you need to improve to get to challenger. Don't look at it like I need to get from diamond 4 to challenger. Look at it like I need to get from diamond 4 to diamond 3. What do I have to do that? Don't look at, I need to gain 100 LP. It's at, look at it as in, okay, diamond 4 to diamond 3, I have, for example, okay, in the jungle, I have a negative 115. This is your account, by the way. In the jungle, I have a negative 115 goal difference at 15. If I want to get from diamond 4 to diamond 3 or diamond 4 to diamond 2, this needs to be plus 100 at 15 minutes. I can't be in a deficit in the first 15 minutes of the game when that is arguably the most important time as a jungler. Imagine if you were plus 200 gold at 15 minutes. Let's go to your Kindred, for example. You're negative 470 gold on Kindred at 15 minutes over 42 games. Imagine if this was plus 200. So imagine if you, or plus 100. And it's not unrealistic, right? Because your enemy opponents are getting that advantage on you. Imagine if that was flipped. And think about that win rate. It would be dramatically improved. So again, from get to diamond 4 to diamond 3 to diamond 2, diamond 2 to diamond 1 to grandmaster, you need to have a strategy of what weaknesses you need to be fixing. You need to look at your stats or look at your gameplay and figure out what are you as a player, as an individual doing wrong. Don't worry about what your teammates are doing. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing. What are you as a player, Yitzhak, doing wrong? First one. Goal difference is atrocious. So you have a really bad early phase, early game jungling phase. And that's the most important phase as a jungler. So this area, if you fix this, it's going to probably jump you from diamond 4 to grandmaster. Simply just by fixing your early game jungling. First 10 to 15 minutes of the game. That's all I would suggest you need to focus on until you get to grandmaster. Pretty simple. So how do we go about fixing this? So there's okay, what's the best way to explain this to you? It's like, okay, there's two ways to look about identifying improvement areas in League of Legends. The first one is objective data, statistics. So like this profile review, looking at your op.gg, looking at your champions, looking at your KDA, looking at your CS per minute, looking at your kill participation, looking at your average deaths, looking at your goal difference of 15. Objective data, statistics. It's how the whole world operates. It's how billion-dollar businesses or trillion-dollar businesses operate and go, we are at this, we need to get to this, we need to improve X, Y, Z by X% year on year. And that solves problems for everyone. You then also need to look at subjective data. So I'll use the company example again. Okay, we need to get our revenue at 10% year on year. So I'm using like economic terms. I don't know if you're into economics. Either way, it's pretty simple. But how do we do that? Okay, well, we don't have the right talent to do that. We don't have the right managers. Okay, so we now need to start looking at more subjective data. Okay, who are the right people to get our company to where we want to be? And you can't just make a decision based on stats for that. So similar to that, apply that to League of Legends. So objective data, all the stats I'm looking at now, which are, by the way, free. These are readily available to you. They're free. Leagueofgraphs.com actually has really good stats as well. So you check that out as well if you want to find more weaknesses in your gameplay. So objective data. Second one, subjective data. Subjective data in League of Legends, there's two ways to get that information. One, volume of game. So just playing the game, you'll naturally learn. There'll be some natural talent development. There'll be some natural skill. And there'll be some natural improvement where you like self-improve just naturally, subconsciously through volume of games, grinding, playing the same champion, playing the same scenario out over and over again. This usually gets you natural talent, usually gets you to Diamond 4. Some people can get to like GM just doing that. Now, because you've played for like 6, 7 seasons and you're not yet in GM, I'm pretty much assuming that Diamond 4 is really your natural skill ceiling. And natural skill is basically how you play the game without really focusing on self-improvement too much. Because I feel like you probably haven't focused on it that much until now when you've come across this profile view. So you need to start understanding how you are playing as a player in your games of League of Legends. So how do you do that? Game reviews. 99% of the League of Legends community do not review their games on a consistent basis. Why? Because it's hard. Not because it doesn't provide the right information, not because it's shit, not because it doesn't work. Every pro team does it. Most pro players also review their games on a regular basis. So that's the first point. So reviewing your games is so important because you can pretty much play God. You can pause the game. You can slow-mo the game. You can understand at every single second of the game what you were doing wrong, what you were doing right, and how you can change your gameplay so that you never do it again. You never do that bad pattern again. You never do that bad habit. You never make that same mistake again. Simply by reviewing your gameplay. Someone like you, I'm not too sure how many games you're playing a season. You should be spending about 1 to 2 hours a week reviewing your own gameplay. And for you as an individual, Yitzhak, you literally just need to be focusing on that first 10 to 15 minutes. Jungle clear, ganks, map awareness, jungle pathing, enemy jungle tracking, which lane wins, which lane loses, why, what happens if I gank this lane, what happens if I gank that lane, if I gank this lane 3 times, what is going to be the result, should I gank this lane 3 times, or should I gank top, mid, and bot all equally? These are the kind of things you need to start looking at. So there's 3 ways to do game reviews. On your own, super affordable, but hard to keep yourself accountable. Most players will do it for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even a month, and then get bored. They go, oh, fuck, this is hard. I can't do it. I'm not seeing any improvement errors. Second, find a friend. If you have a friend who's a plat/diamond jungler or grandmaster even, and they would happily review your game, do a trade-off. Say, hey, I can review one of your games, you review one of my games. Do it once a week. Perfect. Third one, get a coach. I do game reviews. I've done thousands of them for players. Higher than you, lower than you, wanting to get to Challenger as well. So I've done game reviews. If you want a coach, you can look at me, or you can literally go, look on Google and find a coach. Not hard. There are the 3 ways to do game reviews. You as a player, you're Diamond 4, I'm going to kind of say you're hard stuck. And I don't want to say you're hard stuck because obviously over the last 2 seasons, you went from like Plat 4 to Diamond 4, which is a really big climb. That's like a 7% increase in performance in terms of like going from the top 7% to the top 1% or top 8% to the top 1%. So firstly, really good job, Yitzhak. And I don't want to say you're hard stuck, but Diamond 4 is a typical place where a lot of players get hard stuck, particularly when they were like Plat the last few seasons. Diamond 4 becomes that like barrier where it's really hard to get through. That's fine. The one thing I need you to take away, or two things I need you to take away from this profile review. One, getting to Challenger isn't going to be easy and it's probably not going to be fun. Two, you need to start doing something differently. You need to start doing, obviously, a lot of things differently, but you need to start somewhere. Start small, stay consistent. They're my two biggest recommendations. Now, if you're interested in objective data, so I have a monthly review plan that I do for players. It's called a climbing action plan. I'll put a video in the YouTube description below if you want to look at it. Basically, it's like this profile review, except I do it once a month for you. And I set yourself goals. So your Diamond 4 this month, okay, what do you need to improve on exactly? You need to improve on this, this, and this is how you're going to do it. X, Y, and Z to improve outcome A. If you're interested in something like that, an objective data plan on how you need to get from point A to point B and every single little step in between, I have something called a climbing action plan. And it's basically like this, but way more in depth. And I do that on a monthly basis. If you're interested in that, watch the video below or simply just DM me. Hey, I'm interested in a climbing action plan. Next steps. And obviously that's a cost to you. Second one, game reviews, subjective data. So we couple, and we don't have to. So a lot of my current clients couple the objective data, the statistic tracking, with the subjective data, weekly or monthly game reviews. And I put that into a monthly bundle for them that works out better for everyone. That's the second one. So subjective data, game reviews. You can do them on your own. You can do them with a friend. You can do them with a coach. If you're interested in getting game reviews with me, I currently have a 50% off discount for your first one to see if you like it. And then we can go from there. I'm a jungle main. So if you do actually want to keep playing jungle, I'm a really good jungle coach, but I coach every role. I get to Diamond 3 playing autofill. So I have a pretty good knowledge of all of them, but jungle and mid are my main strengths and support. So if you're interested in that, just DM me once you watch this on Discord. Anyway, Yitzhak, you have a lot of potential, mate. It's just up to you now whether you want to put in the effort, you want to be consistent, and you actually know what you need to do to get to Challenger. You're super realistic about it. Everyone always thinks, oh, Challenger, it's like this glory thing. Oh, yeah, I want to get to Challenger. But they have no idea of how they want to get there. It's like, oh, I want to go to China, but I didn't book a flight. I didn't book, a passage on a ship. I have no plan. I just want to get to China. Because I like China. And it's like, okay, cool, but how are you going to get there? Oh, I don't know. I'll just keep doing the same things I've always been doing. Not the best analogy. Sorry about that, Yitzhak, but you kind of get the point. You need to start doing things differently if you want to get to Challenger, and you need to be realistic about going from the top 1% of players to the top 0.001% of players. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this profile review. Once you've watched this, please DM me. Even if you're not interested in getting any more services from me, that's fine. I just want to know that you understand what it takes for you as an individual to go from Diamond 4 to Challenger, and I'll be happy. So cheers, good luck on the Rift, and I'll talk to you once you watch this. Hey guys, if you're still watching this video, it means you probably got something out of it. And to be honest, if you want a profile review like this, I do them for anyone. All you have to do is go to my site, lolcoach.academy, or simply just click the link in the YouTube description below, and you can get your very own profile review just like this based on your individual performance, your statistics, and your situation today.